Yesterday, Cowboys practice, the FS1 crew decided to stop by. Manny Acho and LeSean McCoy, the number one Cowboys troll out there right now. So, Newey Scruggs, our boy from NBC5, said, hey, come on over here. Let's get on camera. Let's hash this out. Let's work this out for the Cowboy fans back home in the Metroplex. And here's part one. Newey telling Shady McCoy, you've been a topic of discussion out here with this team.
You know, you've been the talk of camp around here, man. Yes, sir.
Well,
yes, sir.
They might like good running backs. I don't know.
So what do you want to find out here at camp today? Because you know your comments have reverberated here, and people say, what do you mean that they don't respect Dak Prescott?
Hey, listen, man, I've learned that people are, they get sensitive when you speak the truth. You know, and these are all, everything I speak on is my experiences, things I've been through. I played this game for a long time at a high level. And I've never witnessed that. That's all. I was like, I never witnessed, you know, players talking to the quarterback, the franchise guy a certain way. But I guess it might be different here. I don't know. I mean,
so I'm glad you said that. Saturday, I saw James Washington, former cornerback, safety with the Cowboys. Yeah. He told me we talk trash to Troy all the time. He said, I've been talking trash to Troy since I was at UCLA. So he said what Shady's saying was not true with his Cowboys.
I mean, that might be his opinion. I don't know. I don't know the quarterbacks he played with. I've never seen it. I played with a lot of good quarterbacks. I've never seen it.
So this is the B-word controversy between Dak and Diggs that Shady is saying. I never experienced it in my practices with the teams I was with, even though Newey got that story relayed from Washington.
Yeah, and it may be and Patrick Walker talked about this with us when we were in camp. It may be like an age difference thing. Like, you know, is Sauce Gardner going to call Aaron Rodgers that word in camp?
Probably not.
Right? Probably not.
Right.
Even though Sauce is like a great player, got a good attitude, like a dog kind of attitude, probably not going to go there with Aaron Rodgers. But if you're, and James Washington played against Troy in college, same age.
Played with him,
but same age, you know, you could probably get away with it. Diggs and Dak are not that different in age. It's not like, you know, if Dak is Romo's age and Romo's still playing, he's probably not going to go at Tony like that.
This is okay. First off, I hate he loves to talk smack. This is the Orlovsky trick too. Loves to talk smack, and then we'll come around and go, you can't criticize. You can't say anything to what I say. It's my experience. Yeah. You can't talk about my own life experience and my own, you know, nobody can be wrong, you know, and so this is my perspective. You gotta. And then he comes back and goes, well, I don't know what quarterbacks James Washington played with. Yes, you do. He just told you a 3-time Super Bowl champion, Troy Aikman, like a number one pick. The dude who is, and a guy who, you want to talk about, Dak talks trash. Aikman was not some like soft-handed approach either. He was tough on guys. Like we've seen that on the Football Life stuff. And
well, Charles Haley, everyone immediately went to Charles Haley wanting to murder Aikman and give Aikman a hard time. That was an example of going after your franchise quarterback.
I guarantee you the things James Washington said at practice, if you guys have ever met or talked to James Washington, the things he said at practice would have been 10 times worse than BA.
So Newey tells LeSean McCoy, look, Trevon Diggs shut this down. He said y'all are a joke. It's a non-story. Now what do you say? After Diggs says that he and Dak are bros.
So they have said here, not a big deal. Diggs obviously.
Quick question. Okay. What are they supposed to say? Right. Because everybody here, especially on the team, is media trained, right? Right. So what are they supposed to say? Think about it, though. Just put yourself in the player's shoes. So you're going to say that, I don't respect them?
Now, I'll go back to this. For the 3 years that I've covered Diggs and Dak, this is what they've done. They've gone back and forth. This is for 3 years now. The first year, I didn't see it because of COVID, and they didn't allow us out here. So we are not seeing anything that's not new. And Dak has said also, I provoke it because I'm the one that talks.
Well, I'll say this. If this was if it's not the first time that they said them type of words to a player, it would have been everywhere like it was the last time it happened, right? If you saying that, I'm sure that would have picked up some coverage and would have been taught in the media.
But they do that here.
I'm going to say it again. When you say certain words to somebody, I'm saying when you say certain words to certain people, it requires a reaction, it requires a reaction, right? And I feel like with the media, they'd have picked that up. Oh, Diggs said this, that, the same way how I blew up, right? And we talked about it.
They have blown this up before. They did it during Hard Knocks when they were yelling at each other. That was one of the clips that went viral. The problem is that we have special access out here at training camp that we don't normally get during the regular season. We hear the same chirping during the regular season practices. We're just not allowed to be on the sideline filming the entire team period and be right close up enough to pick it up. I was 10 feet from him.
Wow.
I could not hear what he said on my video. I couldn't hear what Diggs said. Chill was 2 feet from him. That's the only reason he picked it up. So that's the other problem here, is that a lot of times you can maybe hear it, but in order to get the audio that can go viral and everybody picks it up, you have to be standing a foot from them.
I will give LeSean some credit. He did some quick thinking on his feet with some responses here.
First thinking he's ever done.
You may not love all the responses, but he had some answers back for Nui. He was prepared for this. And then Nui asked him the question that we asked Orlovsky. We ask a lot of media members. Are you trolling? Are you just doing this for attention and an attempt to get ratings talking about the Dallas Cowboys?
I don't need ratings. I'm a rating. Anywhere I go, I've been a kid. I've been that guy. TV, football don't matter. I'm gonna be that guy. But the thing is, it ain't about the Cowboys. First of all, a lot of my good friends is on this team. Michael Parsons is from my hometown. That's my young boy, right? I'm out here to support him. Okay. Gilmore, right? Gilly. I've been talking to him even before he got to the Cowboys. And then when he came, I was like, yo, you and Diggs together, it's gonna be crazy. So Rojo Jones, that's my boy. I got a lot of dudes on this team that I'm cool with. Jerry Jones, I'm cool with Jerry. At dinner with Jerry, I rock with the Cowboys. You know, I'm an Eagle for sure. I mean, all-time leading rusher there, obviously, but it ain't no beef. It's not personal. I could care less if I don't want them to win the Super Bowl, but if they do, I'm not gonna be mad. You get what I'm saying? I just speak on what I see. And since you asked me all these questions, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Because you're a Q dogs keep it real, right?
Yes, sir.
When you look at this great team, it's hard as hell to put a team like this together, right? So I commend the guys, the GMs, and et cetera, that put the team together. But when you look at one position, why they can't get over the hump, since you've been watching, is what position?
Now he tried to sprinkle in some compliments, saying Cowboys have a top 3 roster. Also, other media members, people saying, it's funny, Nui, kind of with a different story from his TV camera guy who tweeted about this. Nui's like, yeah, all these guys left practice. They didn't stick around to watch practice or stick around to talk to the players afterwards. And then his TV guy tweeted, it should be pointed out, they had to get back to do their show. They had to get back to Los Angeles to actually do their show. That's why they left practice. But Nui also apparently went up to Dak afterwards and said, did you see Shady McCoy out here? Dak said, nah. And then Nui said McCoy left before practice ended. So he's Nui playing the game a little bit with the Cowboy fans back home to get them riled up.
Yeah, you got to play the game.
Yeah.
There is a, and then you see a lot of media members going back and forth on social media with timelines of when they got there, and you should have stuck around for practice and calling them out for that.
Well, you can't stick around if you have to go back to do your television show.
It doesn't fit the narrative of, look, the local media and national media. There is a I've never seen, I've seen parts of Anchorman, but there's the fight between the two TV stations.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bit of a war going on between local and national media. Local thinks they're better than national because they're there. National thinks they're better than local because they're national.
Yep.
And Hellman thinks he's better than both of them
because he's kind of both. He toes the line between both. Yeah. They both need to check themselves, really. Like, the local media is not better than the national because they're there every day. You don't get credit for doing your job. I don't give credit for hard work. You should work hard. I don't give you credit for that. That should not. It's not a badge of honor. Talent is. Be better. Be national. And national people, you don't get credit for knowing somebody who knew somebody who got you your job, and then you have the ability to be able to give some half-ass argument that's going to troll, and then you have a better opportunity to sleep at night when the rest of us have a conscience. So shut your mouths, locals, and shut your mouths, nationals.
And then finally, we had that ... LeSean McCoy, Nui Scruggs, NBC5 back and forth yesterday in Oxnard at Cowboys camp. He said, let's be real about the Cowboys' playoff problems against San Fran.
If you watched last game against the Niners in the playoff game, they've been averaging 30-some points. The Cowboys shut them down like 19, and the 19 points that they did get is from the turnovers that Dak gave.
There was a.
Let me finish. Okay. Then you said the wide receiver core wasn't good. If I'm not mistaken, I seen CeeDee Lamb was getting busy.
One player, you think just one receiver's gonna beat the Niners, and then you had Tony Pollard get hurt in the game.
They shouldn't have won that game. So you tell me they shouldn't have won that game? The Cowboys shouldn't have won that game. Look at me in my face. Tell me they shouldn't have won that game. I'm asking you. They should have won that game or lost that game.
They had the opportunity to win the game. They did not do it for the second year in a row. It was a letdown.
Why didn't they win that game? Don't be biased. I know you got a job. Why didn't they win that game?
The quarterback has taken ample responsibility for not getting it done.
But they want to kill me. He just said it.
So that was a fun little back and forth as Bobby's eyes are rolling out of the back of his head. LeSean McCoy showing up to Cowboys camp with Manny Acho.
Showing up halfway, because then he takes off before
he has to go do his show.
You don't think? Okay, first off, that's a rotating panel show where they change everybody but Joy Taylor to Emmanuel Acho. It feels like every 2 weeks, and then the other aspect.
And he was probably on the show yesterday. Yeah, you think LeSean McCoy was on TV yesterday?
I think if they were going to make a trip down to Cowboys camp and they said, "Hey, Shady's not going to be here today because he's getting an exclusive with Dak Prescott," there's not a network in the country that would turn it down. And so, if that's the case, then I think he absolutely could have prioritized it if he wanted to. He didn't. He wanted, because that's the thing, is that everybody has to face the music. Everybody has to stand up, be a man, back the words. He wants to pretend like he did. He wants to stand out there and make it look like, I came out here. And at the end of the video, they go, it's all fake hate. And then it turns into real love when you're actually in person. Okay, well, you didn't get the opportunity to actually stand in front of Dak, which was the whole point of Mike Leslie's, Dale Hansen's signature rant that he went on in the first place, was that you needed to come out here and interact with Dak and talk to the teammates, and you didn't talk to anybody. You didn't get their player experience, their life experience that just absolutely cannot be wrong. I mean, this is the same guy who was basically whining about how tough Eric Bieniemy was. So he probably he is a can dish it out, cannot take it back kind of guy is what it seems like.